What do you think about that, DP?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's go to the article. I mean, not only is he bashing New York, but he wants to bash the notion that we as fans automatically assume that it's every player's desire to want to play in New York. He strongly is against this. And now, obviously, we can't speak to every NBA player and ask them this, but being from this New York area, as all three of us are, we've always been, we follow New York sports. As a fan in New York, there is this sort of idea that it is every player's dream to play in New York. Now, where did that come from? I don't know. Is it true? I don't know. I would imagine that every player does not have a desire to play in New York. But here's the thing. LeBron isn't your typical NBA player. I don't see how Christopher Broussard could really say on behalf of LeBron that this isn't one of his dreams. I think, quite obviously, LeBron, every time he comes into the Garden, he seems to do a little bit extra, just like Jordan used to do a little bit extra when he used to come to the Garden.
Because it's such a big stage. He wants to put on that show.
Right. Now, as far as Christopher Broussard thinking that Chicago is that destination spot for LeBron, I could see why. I mean, they like you said, they already are a playoff team. Granted, they were only a 500 team, but they were a playoff team. They got Derrick Rose, and they got Noah, and obviously they got Dang. But I mean, which guys will still be around if LeBron came? If LeBron came, you might not see Dang anymore. I think that's why Broussard is thinking that in his mind, LeBron will go to Chicago because that's a team that is already maybe a player away. Whereas people like the Knicks, Nets, they're more than one player away.
All right,
So,
well,
I think Broussard's thinking is LeBron's going to go where he kind of already fits into a playoff team and not has to build a team.
Well,
right. I totally agree with DP on that. I think LeBron, yeah, maybe it's good if he goes to a team where he could fit in, but when it comes to marketing purposes and all this stuff to make himself one of the greatest players, I think at the end of the day, he has to just come to New York. I think that's what it comes down to. But let's wrap up, guys, predictions. Where's LeBron going right now? One team. Say it. Go ahead. DP, go.
Cleveland.
Stays in Cleveland. James, what do you think?
What do you think?
I think New York. I'm saying New York.
I'm a little unsure. My heart's here's the thing. I thought he was going to stay in Cleveland, so I guess if I have to stick with my first choice, I'm going to stick with Cleveland. But whereas 3 weeks ago I thought he would never even think of coming to New York, that notion has changed in my mind a little bit. That's thinking with my heart. But if I had the gun to my face, I would probably have to say Cleveland at this point.
And the reason I say New York is because I think the Knicks traded all the picks and everything. They had to know something. I think LeBron's going to come to the Knicks.
July
We will.
1st.
We'll find out. But moving on, we got playoff series to talk about real quick. The Magic and Celtics. And actually, Kevin Garnett's been fired up in the playoffs. He's a totally different type of player. I mean, well, I shouldn't say different type of player. He's playing like his old self. Vintage KG in the playoffs. That's exactly what we're seeing. And this is what KG had to say on how he's been playing in the playoffs.
Well, over the course of this season, I've been fortunate to be healthy, and I can honestly say each month I've gotten stronger. And the playoffs come around, it's time to step it up another notch, and that's all I've been trying to do.
So he's been playing real hard out there, and like I said, he was the factor. Besides Rondo, he was the quiet factor in the Celtics-Cavs series, and one of the big reasons why the Celtics are now in the next round of the playoffs playing the Magic. So what do you guys think about KG's play and stepping it up?
I'm going to make a bold statement right now, Adam and DP. This series might be one of the best series within recent playoff history. I think the intensity is going to be there. These teams are both evenly matched up. These teams are both evenly hungry. But what's really intriguing about this series is that you got the youth between Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson, and then you do have your veterans of Carter and Rashard Lewis versus the veterans of the big three, Ray Allen, Garnett, and Paul Pierce with the youth of Rondo. There's a great mixture of veteran leadership and youth youth leadership that are both very hungry. This series is going to be a great series to watch. For basketball fans and people who even aren't basketball fans, this is going to be a real good series for you guys to check out.
All right, so DP, now the Celtics are now playing the Magic, and Stan Van Gundy had this to say about the Celtics being such a great team, and everyone's saying that the Celtics are they won by surprise. It was a big upset, and Stan Van Gundy doesn't think his team should just think this is going to be another sweep for them. This is not going to be an easy series. And DP, James, this is what he had to say.
They've got great experience, number one. The talent is clear. I mean, they had 3 All-Stars this year. Ray Allen made it last year. 3 guys probably going to the Hall of Fame, and Rondo. And then they've got great size. I mean, they are huge. So, they create a lot of problems at both ends. It is a great defensive team, as they really showed in the last 3 games of that series. Your offense has to be sharp and energetic. You've got to be willing to move the ball and make 4 or 5 passes. There's no easy shots around the basket on them. It's tough to score. So, and then obviously we know the talent they have at the other end.
So, DP, what I'm asking now is, can the Magic get this done, or do they have their hands full right now?
Well, they got their hands full, definitely. I mean, the Celtics are a great team. But, I mean, the Magic haven't lost a game in the playoffs this year. I mean, this is a dominant team. This is the defending Eastern Conference champions. I mean, I think the Celtics have their hands full more than the Magic have their hands full. But playing 8 games in 4 weeks for the Magic, I'm still trying to decide if that hurts them or helps them.
Right, that's what I was going to ask. The Celtics just come out 2 days ago of a game, and now they're playing the Magic today at 3:30. So the Celtics are kind of fired up already. They're still in game mode, where the Magic have been taking naps, sleeping, resting.
The thing I can report is the Magic really used this time off. I think Barnes was dealing with a sore back issue. This time off has really gotten him back on track. He's going to be a big factor in this series. Like I said in previous weeks, my factors in these types of series, where the teams are so evenly matched, is not Rondo, Nelson, Howard, Garnett, Pierce. It might be guys like Perkins, Barnes. These are the guys that I think might decide these series. But ultimately, I agree with James. This is going to be a fantastic series. If you didn't have a chance for the people who may be starting into the playoffs and trying to get into NBA, this would be a series I would recommend most. This is going to be fantastic. I mean, we've had Celtics and Cavs in 2008. Then we had Cavs and Magic in 2009. Now we get the Celtics-Magic matchup this year. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really, till this exact moment, can't tell you who I truly like in this series. I think it's going to be phenomenal.
So how about predictions? Do we have an idea? I mean, I'm going to say, it's so tough to call right now. It really is, because the Celtics are hungry. They have that look in their eyes. It's a really tough series to call right now. What do you guys think?
Here's the thing. I mean,